welcome again to the next edition of Austin Weekend. This is Austin right here. I am Dad.
Yes.
And we're here today to review the animated movie
Food Fight.
Food Fight.
It is.
We were going to look at it because we heard it was really, really bad, and we just wanted to see how bad it actually was. Well, it's bad.
It is worse. It's the
worse
worst thing I've ever watched in my entire life.
It was worse than what I thought it was going to be.
It's worse
I
than...
thought it was going to be bad.
It's worse than Norma the North.
It's worse than Norma. Norma the North is good compared to this.
That makes Norma the North and Pig Goat and Banana Cricket look like Academy Award winning programs every year.
Mm-hmm.
It is that bad.
The animation looks like it came out of an N64.
Comes out of a Nintendo 64 game.
Or maybe the first PS2. I don't even think it's PS2, man. It is. The animation
is so awful.
Horrible.
It's so awful that Norma the North, when you compare the two side by side, at least Norma the North had something in there.
Yeah, you didn't. The animation is horrible. Nothing's clear. The voices don't match with the mouth moving sometimes, and
most of the time,
the jokes aren't funny
at all.
There's a lot of crude, really not kiddie humor in it that they blatantly throw out there for you.
They have some sexual innuendos in there.
Yeah, which shouldn't be in a kids movie.
It shouldn't be in a kids movie.
Now, the animation is horrible. I mean, it is literally horrible.
The worst thing you've seen?
It's the worst. I mean, to be a movie, I know it's not even a B movie. It's not even good enough to be called a B movie. It's not even good enough for straight to video. It's
the most pathetic excuse for animation ever conceived.
And it had stars in it.
It had Charlie Sheen.
It had Eva Longoria, Hilary Duff,
Christopher Lloyd,
Wayne Brady, Ed Asner. I mean, it was chock full of stars.
How can you make it this bad?
They couldn't save it. Because the voice acting was horrible, too. It was horrible. Even with the stars, it was horrible.
It seemed like the scriptwriters didn't give them anything interesting to say.
It was almost like you were reading it like this. It was bad. It was bad.
Can you use any other words to describe it? Was it abominable?
It's so horrible you don't know how to explain it. It's one of those you just can't find the words to say how bad it really was.
Oh my...
It was just...
Can we describe the characters in any way, shape, or form? Are there any characters here, really? The characters you get here are just a bunch of stereotypes of stereotypes.
Yeah.
Nothing interesting about them at all.
The black man voices the chocolate squirrel. What a surprise. And it's a stereotype. It's really...
Overused.
And
this is the worst case of it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially Dex Dog Detective, our protagonist in the movie.
And they tried to throw the female characters out like perfect little beautiful Barbie dolls that they put miniskirts on them. Just to try to, I don't know.
What did they do here that is even plausible?
I don't know. But they started making this, producing this movie in 2000.
They started producing this thing in 2001. It was released in 2012.
It took them 11 years to make it this bad. I would hate to have seen it at least in 2005 or something. How bad it would have been. Oh, it was so bad.
Now let's get to the writing. If there is such a thing. What writing?
The plot of the story is worse than you think when you get down to the end and you realize what the whole basis of the story is. You're like, man, this is even worse than what I thought. You're watching the movie and you wondered, man, this is horrible.
People have been calling this thing the worst thing that's ever been conceived and released into theaters. This thing was released into theaters, folks.
I believe
unbelievable.
I believe that like a high school animation team could do better than that. It's
A person straight out of Cal Arts can do better.
it's any you guys. I believe somebody in high school can do better. You don't have to be college age. It's really bad
middle
acting,
school play.
bad arting, bad.
A middle school play is better than this.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's 91 minutes of
Of
pure garbage.
Pure garbage.
Pure garbage. If you just want to see how bad something could be, that's why we watched it. We just wanted to see. Is it really that bad?
It is worse.
It's worse than what you think it's going to be. If you just want to watch something to see how bad it could possibly be, you'll be 30 minutes into this going,
What the
what
heck?
the crap is this? Oh, you're like, man, who was your favorite character?
There is no such thing of a favorite character in this movie. Like I said earlier, there are a bunch of stereotypes of stereotypes. Characters that you've seen before done horribly worse.
Mm-hmm. The only reason I finished watching this is just to see how bad it was going to get. I got to one point to where I yelled out, "Get this over with!" I couldn't take
Yes,
it.
he did.
It was torture. Sitting there watching
s-
it's torture.
The sound effects were awkwardly synced in.
How was the background animation?
Dreadful.
What background animation? There wasn't any. It was just blank screen.
Yeah, especially around the the cabana.
Yeah.
There was nothing there. At
No.
one shot, there was like just a black pixelated gray box.
How about the exploding fruit? How good was that animation?
Choppy.
It looks like part of it wasn't even colored in.
It looks like exploding bits of ice cream. When they throw a watermelon down, it looks like a
Exploding Jello or something. Or pudding or something. Everything looks like pudding, blows up like pudding.
My goodness, this is awful.
Yeah, it was horrible.
I don't think I want to get to the rating yet.
Oh no, we're pretty close to it, right? What else can you say about it? It starts off bad. I mean, even it's funny. My daughter watched this, and once the movie went off, it went back to the start screen, and she said, "Why didn't they make the movie the same as the start screen?"
Yeah, like could you develop something like that?
The start screen animation was colored better and drawn better than the movie was.
They should have kept with those designs instead of the designs that they went with.
Yeah, it was just horrible.
Now, one more thing before we get to the rating.
What's that?
Oh my goodness. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm going to try. I'm trying to try to explain the movie in itself.
Oh no.
The animation is unbelievably bad.
Horrible.
The characters are
Horrible.
non-existent. The writing is
Horrible.
poor, and I mean pathetic.
Mm.
And the backgrounds are non-existent as well. And what amounts to it is a truly awful piece of crap, is what you're getting here.
Mm-hmm. So, go ahead and watch it. Just to see how bad it actually is.
When you're sitting there, it makes you want to go sitting there like, when is this over?
Yeah,
With a
when
grumpy
is this
face.
over? Yeah.
In the words of a great friend of mine, my brain cells are dying.
Yeah, my brain's... I'm getting stupider the longer I sit here and watch this. Okay, let's give it a rating. Do you want to explain how the rating works?
Oh my goodness. 1 being completely and utterly horrible.
And
10 being the best thing ever.
now, what do we want to use on this? We normally pull something from the movie. What do you want to use for it? Watermelons, pudding cups? I don't know. What do you want to use? Brent, you want to use pudding cups? Let's use pudding cups.
Yeah, you gotta get pudding cups. That's what the special effects look like.
Oh, it's horrible. Yeah. Okay. 1 being horrible. 10 being the best thing ever. How many pudding cups do you give?
The
Food
unbelievably bad food fight.
many do you give it? Or
I don't think I could give it any. I don't think I can give it a 1.
I give it a 0. It is horrible. It gets no food for you, no pudding for you. It gets no pudding. It's horrible.
So
No,
you give it a 0
It
out
gets
of 10.
a 0 out of 10. You couldn't. I don't.
You couldn't get as.
You would have to try to make something that bad. For that to accidentally be as bad as it was is impossible. You had to try to make it that bad. It couldn't line up to be that bad.
This is honestly the worst thing that I've ever seen, but it might be one of the worst thing he's ever seen.
It's one of the worst things. It's the worst animated movie I've ever seen. It is.
It's effortless.
And I watched Care Bear movies, dude.
You actually watch Care Bear movies.
I'd rather watch a Care Bear movie than watch it again.
Lovey-dovey unicorns flying in the sky.
Yeah, I'd rather wear the rainbow. Show me some Rainbow Bright or some, I want some strawberry shortcake or something. I don't want to watch Food Fight again.
Do you know what I give it?
Oh, what?
I'm going to give it a 0 out of 10 too.
Yeah.
It's the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life. That's for sure. If you look at the trailer, it'll automatically turn you off.
The trailer's the best part of it.
And the animation still looks like a pile of crap.
Mm-hmm. I said it was 91 minutes long, and it was 91 minutes too long.
And you know what was worse? They actually, when the credits rolled, they actually tried to torture us more by showing more stuff.
Yeah, they put little snippets in the credits as they roll by of more
I'd rather just go
horrible crap.
Yeah, they just kept it going.
And the indie credits are just plain black screen with white letters.
It's just as boring as it gets.
And then they throw another horribly animated, horribly acted snippet to try to.
And most of them are full of. They hear me call it, fart jokes.
Oh yeah.
I hate that.
There's in your face fart jokes going on, but yeah. All right.
Epitome of a disgrace.
That thing is the worst thing I've ever seen, and I'm glad it's in the past. What do we got coming up next?
We have the Powerpuff Girls. Come and save us from this awful movie.
The original Powerpuff Girls.
They're going to come and save us from this.
And then we're going to do a little
Phineas and Ferb. And then we're probably going to shoot out some top 10 lists.
Yeah, we've got the Captain America Civil War coming out soon. I've got high hopes for that, really, too. And then we might try to throw a little Star Wars in the next couple weeks, too. Maybe a little May the 4th special.
Yeah.
Because May the 4th be with you. So we've got some more stuff coming. Be sure to hit the like button, the subscribe button. Throw some comments at the bottom.
Throw us a suggestion if you want us to review something. Thank goodness that thing is out of my life.
Yeah, it's over.
It's done, folks.
Yeah.
There you go.
You're welcome.
This is a present. Happy birthday.
Yeah. Yay. All right. Matt.
And
Bye.
see you next week.